Are you one of the ones who maybe don't have time for your friends or any social circles, or you're not able to stick to any commitments you've made because you're so busy? Well, let's talk about what it means to be busy versus balanced. Hey, y'all, hey. It's your girl, Jay. I'm still here. I am almost ashamed to sit before you on this channel because it has been so long. I promise you, I have not forgotten you. I am still working on getting well. It has just been a long time because if you ask me, I'm going to tell you because I have been busy. So that's why I wanted to make this topic the first topic on my day back, because it is intentional. It is a topic that I thought resonate with many of you, because I think that we all tend to use the term or the word busy, and we throw it around a lot. But we think about what it really means to be busy, um, when we think about it as an excuse to our girlfriends, when we say, "Oh God, I'm so sorry, I haven't been able to talk to you in so long," or you missed social events, or you're running up on a deadline at work because you have been busy. So I really wanted to talk today around being busy versus being balanced, or productive. And so, when we think about when we are being busy, to us, we feel like we have a lot of things on our plate. We're trying to do multiple things at one time. We're stretching ourselves thin, and we're just working to get those things done. But with that, it does strip away from quality time with yourself. It strips away quality time with your loved ones. It again stretches you thin, when you're just one person. And so I want to think through with you all today what it would look like to be more productive and have a more balanced life. So again, busy. We're thinking about, you have this long, lengthy list of things that you have to get done. A lot of us do, right? But do you need to tackle all 10, 15, or 20 items at one time? Or, hear me out, can you focus on 1 to 3 things off that list and everything else go by the wayside, and you start to be more hyper focused in those 1 to 3 items? When you are busy, you tend to tell people yes quite often. You are looking to be a perfectionist. And this is from a self-proclaimed Virgo here, perfectionist. And so I typically think that I'm doing something if I can knock out this, and knock out that, and knock out this. But you are in turn running yourself in the rut. And you are not working on with purpose. And I'll give an example. So, one of the reasons why I had to put the channel down last year is because sometime mid summer last year, I decided to put my home on the market to sell it, and in turn purchase a new home. So a lot went into, as you can imagine, I'm sure for those of you who have gone through that, you can empathize with me that it takes a lot to stage the home, and then having people in and out of your home, that drove me crazy. And then also in an aggressive market, trying to find your home, your forever home, or the home that you want to live in that time period. So I had a lot, and I had to sit down and ask myself, well, yes, this channel, for an example, is a priority for me, is amongst other things, but can you do it all right now? And I couldn't. And I had to accept that I could not. So along with other things, I had to make the conscious decision to put the channel on pause with knowing I was going to come back. So apologies to you that I have not been here, but it had to be done because I couldn't do it all. So that's just an example. And when you also think about when you are productive, so a lot of times we don't think about what we're taking away from ourselves when we're being busy. You know, you're taking away time, good time management within your day. Yes, we all have 24 hours within the day, but if you're stretching yourself so thin, you're probably overextending that 24 hours. And then you're also prohibiting yourself from having clarity. Being able to be in a quiet space, to be able to be creative, to have clarity, to free your mind. All those things are important. And if you are in a mind frame where everything is important and you got to get everything done or else it's like the end of the world, then you don't have that freed up space in your mind for clarity and just to be able to woo and sigh. And so it is very important for us to think of it that way when we're trying to be productive. We always talk about the fact that we want work-life balance, right? That's something that we've been throwing around even before COVID. And then once we had to be in the pandemic, that was something that we talked about a lot. We some of us pushed that term a lot, you know, with our employers, you know, work-life balance is important, you know. And so I think in that same instance, we need to think about life balance, you know, not just about work, but your personal life needs balance as well. And, you know, there's some things that are constant that's not going to change, like work. And that's about 8 or 9 hours out of your day. So you got to think about what you're going to do with the other 16, 18, whatever, I'm not good at math, whatever else is left over from that. So when we were thinking about being on purpose, you know, taking a concerted effort to think about, can you do this? Before you say yes, can you actually do this? Do you have the bandwidth to do this? And maybe you do have it, but just not right now. And I'll give you a prime example about just being a busybody. When I first moved into the home, I want to say the first 3 or 4 months, I've only been here for about 6 months, if that. So the first 3 months, I have been in the home. You want to see me running to the store, buying things every time you turn around. Like I wanted to get something for this room and for that room. And oh, this will be cute for this room. And, you know, and so at the end of the day, you think you've done so much. And it's just like, there's no one completed project because you dibbled and dabbled in each room. And so, yes, I got a bigger home. And so it's more space than what I had before. And so I'm thinking in my mind, it's imperative for me to fill up every space right away. And I was doing that for the first couple of months until I had to get, I think after Thanksgiving, I was like, girl, look at these receipts. And you don't even see, look at all these receipts. And you even see what you've done. I mean, you can see a little bit of incremental work around the home, but you don't see a finished product. So now, come to my senses. And I'm thinking about being on purpose and I'm thinking about being productive. Now I can say, okay, let's focus. That sounds like Laura London on red carpet. Sorry. But let's focus on, let's just say the guest room. You know, we're going to get all the little decor and the pillows and all that stuff for the guest room. Guest room is done, we can check. That's on purpose. That is productivity. You can check that off. You're working smarter and not harder. Harder with this room, a little rug for this room, a lamp for this room, a little picture for this room. And now no room is done. So smarter versus harder, and putting your attention into one thing opposed to putting your attention and you into multiple buckets. You have 3 buckets, people. That's the top. The top 3. Find the top 3 buckets that you are willing to put yourself into? And even within those three, can we find one that we want to focus on first? It sounds difficult, right? It sounds kind of hard, but I promise you it's not as hard as it probably seems, but it is something that I think is necessary. And at the end of the day, you would have had time to, not the end of the day, but let's say the end of the project, that first project that you chose. You can take a breather, maybe a day or two, a week or whatever, and then pick up the second one, opposed to bam, 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 bam. Does that make any sense? I hope that it does. This, like I said, was really something that I had started thinking about for myself and really considering, what are the things that I can chip away off first versus the things that that can wait. And hey, let me tell you, I'm not saying that there is never going to be a time that you're going to be busy in life, because there are. A lot of times we do have, I shouldn't say a lot of times, but there are times that we may have impromptu things that come up in life, things that are emergent and that need our attention. And so it's all about shifting our usage of time so that we are attending to those emergent items at that time. But then we go right back to what is important, and so we can check it off our list. So I just want to say, that's all I want to say, but I just want to kind of, when we hear people in the reality TV realm, I'm booked and I'm busy, it sounds good, and they're probably booked and busy trying to chase a bag, which, I'm not going to fault you on that. But if you were to sit back and ask them or their loved ones how much quality time they get out of them, because I will say, I can think of one reality show, reality character, person, or whatever, who is booked and they are busy. They are doing the doggone thing. But in the same scene, you will see their husband say, "You're never here. We have to get an additional nanny because I got to work too, and you're doing this, you're doing that." And so, you're compromising other things in your life, and that is a no bueno. So just the message here, I'm going to close here. The message is, be conscientious, a big word, about what you are spending your time doing. And, be conscientious about leaving time for clarity, leaving time for creativity, leaving time for you, leaving time for your family. So you cannot stretch yourself thin, people, with all the 10 things in your list. Find the top 3. It's your girl, Jay. And I'm out.